We are in the finals, and we have a keep, because the Mystic will help us get there, as well as a nice Archer's Parapet. Opponent won the roll and is playing first, and also keeps. So there we go. What do I lead with? Love getting a Parapet down nice and early. Keeps me an opportunity. Gosh, another white drafter? Crazy. Could just start with Highland Game, so I can start trading things off. Hold on, I just got confused. Why are these up? I don't know. Those are old graveyards from the last game. Okay, back to action here. All right, opponent. Wait, this is the Jeskai deck instead of a Warrior deck. My opponent's also thinking. Okay. Since I'm not drawing lands, but my opponent also doesn't have anything, what am I doing? I feel like the Mystic could be really nice, so that I at least have... I'm guaranteed 3 mana next turn, and I can attack in with it. Also, my opponent has nothing. I have follow-ups if my opponent kills the Rattleclaw Mystic for any other reason, but I think I really just want to get the mana open. Hopefully draw a 3-drop so I can play one of my dudes face down. But I'm just going to cast this. Would have been nice to like save it and maybe have a morph or something, but I'm finding it's just fantastic just playing it as its own. Opponent has a Jeskai, yeah, okay, a Jeskai deck. Playing a banner. Alrighty. And we don't get to attack, because, well, I don't know. Do I get aggressive here? I get attack and just play 2 drops. Keep the pressure up. If I draw a land next turn, what 4-drop am I playing? Nothing? Whereas I could just flip over the Mystic and start attacking? Yeah, but I have a 2-drop to play. My opponent's basically tapped out. I mean, there's nothing for 1 mana that's going to matter. So I'd rather just get the damage in, get a little head on the race here, and try to just naturally draw out of this screw. Alright, what 5-drop are you rocking out? Nothing. What 4-drop are you rocking out? Okay, Jeskai, I do want to trade off creatures fairly aggressively. This Bear's Companion is going to be great. If we get to our lands, we've got a lot of good stuff. Ooh, Burn Away will be nice. I'll attack with my Highland Game and then play a Morph. Since I am the aggressor here. Does the blocks. Get rid of a dude. I gain some life. And I'm going to play the Mystic, because if I continue not to draw lands, I don't really have a whole lot else to do, so I can at least flip this guy next turn. But I need lands. I have 16. Still in the deck. Ooh, hello, Sage. Really would love to get some lands to be able to burn away soonish, rather than later-ish. So they have Dragon Scale, but my opponent's tapped out. Might as well try to get my opponent with the boon. Which means I'm gonna forego a point of damage. Plus I do want to like just play another card anyway. I assume no blocks, yep. No blocks. Alright, 4 manas. We'll just do another morph. Does it really matter which one? I think I want the Trampler later, because against this kind of deck, that's going to be really nice. Another land would be fantastic, because once we hit 5, we're pretty well turned on. Singing Bell Strike. Targeting my Rattleclaw Mystic, which is good, since my opponent knows I'm a bit screwied. So my opponent attack in. We are, of course, not going to be winning this race against the Sage of the Inward Eye. So we're back to control status, but having a bunch of great cards in hand will help us with that. Okay, my opponent's got flyers galore. We have some ways to deal with flyers, such as our Jeskai Wind Scout. I really just want lands. So attacking with both my morphs because I want to get the flyers out of the way. Remember, this is a trade-off kind of deck situation. And then I will play my Wind Scout as a backup to deal with the Scaldkin. Burnaway is going to go for the Sage here. We don't really need these guys as our finishers or big butts later because we have plenty of things to do in our later game. If we can get there. Opponent has tons of manas. Crippling Chill. Alright. Like I said, the race isn't the game plan. We're just trying to get a board state online, and we just need lands to do it. Fourth untapped land would be great, because maybe the Dragon Scale boon we can put on the Wind Scout and get something kind of tricky happening. Problem is, my opponent can just sacrifice the Scaldkin in response, so maybe I don't do that. We don't really have that option anyway. We're not super dead next turn. I could just take the mana now to flip my Mystic to continue to ensure I can be bashing in, but I think it'll just be nicer to gum up the ground with our Parapet. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Because again, I'm not trying to race. I'm only attacking now because I can't block with these guys. I don't want to fall too far behind. Opponent's cashing in. Banner. Makes sense. One more untapped land and I'd be so happy. Opponent's gaining tons of life. As soon as I can fire off my Burnaway, I think we'll be in good shape. My opponent has 2 Jeskai banners in the deck. That's fascinating. Still taking 5 a turn. My opponent's gaining 5. Ouch. Gets to fire off this other banner as well. Jeskai Elder. That's good, but yeah, Parapet. Still gonna attack with everything. I'm probably just end of turn, burn away the Sage Eye Harrier. And if my opponent wants to, yeah, there's no reason not to do the burn away at end of my turn just to prevent something from happening with my opponent. Here, I could keep the Jeskai Wind Scout back for blocks against the Scaldkin. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And yeah, I'm just taking this guy out now. I'd be surprised if my opponent has a main deck counterspell that deals with this. Force away. Are you just protecting your Sage Eye? Am I? Oh, interesting. All right. Buys me some time. And I still get to eat a card. But it doesn't deal with the real problem. Hopefully the Dragon Scale boon will allow us to do that at some point, though. The thing is that Scaldkin's just hanging out there. Remember, I don't really have a race in mind. Drawing lands is nice. Huh. I need another flyer, which I don't have. Is there anything this Dragon Scale boon can do? Well, what it can do is I can attack with the Wind Scout now. 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6. I would 2 for 1 myself if my opponent double blocks. But what's cool is right now I can cast a Dragon Scale Boon and my opponent can't respond by the Skullkin, and I'll still be able to Jeskai Wind Scout as a defender. So I'm definitely attacking with the Wind Scout. And that means I might as well attack with my other guys as well. Because again, that's not something I care about. Attack with all of this. Dragon Scale Boon before my opponent untaps. Which allows me to have an actual blocker for the Sage Eye. Sorry, not Sage Eye here, the Sage of the Inward Eye. Kill the Skullkin, do some damage. I mean, we have a lot of pressure against my opponent. Sure, there's great things my opponent's going to have to take care of this Wind Scout. I might be able to put enough pressure up. Ugh, Jeskai Charm. Ay, 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 ay. But still, if my opponent wants to attack in for 3, like we're actually doing a little bit more damage. Sure, the lifelink is super annoying, and I'm only drawing my opponent. Interesting. Maybe my opponent's just going for the free life here, which makes sense. My opponent's not blocking, so I might as well. Expert comes down. Alright, so I need to play the Wind Scout. Well, I guess I don't need to, but I really want to. Well, I guess there's no real need because I can't properly block anyway. So maybe we do some attacks. And then play my Rider. Just try to get enough beef on the table to like try to outrace my opponent. If my opponent just doesn't draw a lot, but with the banner it's going to happen. Whatever, I'm still attacking. The question is, do I flip my Stalker over if my opponent blocks with a Bloodfire Expert or not? Seems worth it. That I'm actually okay with. Doesn't super increase my clock. Bear's Companion or Snowhorn Rider? I think I just want my big ol' dude. I mean, it is a 3-turn clock. If I get enough power out, could put pressure on my opponent if my opponent continues not to have lifelink abilities. It's 4-turn if I consider the Wind Scout as a chumper. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna lose. Force away. Well, it deals with 1 dude. Don't want to put the rock away. But I can play my Wind Scout. Gosh. 1 life for each attacking creature. Great. Oh, I can't even force away and do a Wind Scout. I only have 1 blue mana. Well, I'm easily attacking with my Rider. If I attack with the Stalker and, like, say, the bird blocks, I can't unmorph it. But no matter what, I'm dead unless my opponent blocks, like, the Snowhorn Rider, which I can't imagine my opponent ever doing. Might as well go for it. Goes there, goes there. Just trying to see if there's a way to, like, get this Wingmake Rock handled. So I think what I have to do is force away the bird, ditch the companion, try to draw a plains. Okay. And that's just to stay alive. I'm not exactly winning. Yeah, I want to use that ability. Air of the Wilds! You're no good. but I can play you. Sucks showing my opponent their card, but I mean, again, I can play this card, so I'm going to. Thing is, my opponent knows what my last card is in hand. The thing is, I don't think keeping the air is really going to change my opponent going for lethal, so might as well. Okay. So flyers. That's a thing. I was having trouble with just the Sage of the Inward Eye, and then once the the rocks came down, there's no way that was going to happen in my favor. Wasn't there a windstorm that I passed up? Silly me. Silly, silly me. I could bring an arrow storm, but again, I can't really cast it, so I don't think I have a good sideboard plan against my opponent. I think we're keeping it the way it is, because I don't want the Stubborn Denial or the Wetland Sandbar. I just need to make sure I save my removal for those 3/4s, because I need to kill them with my Savage Punches and my Burn Away, which I tried to do. So I'll run it back and try to be aggressive. On the back foot here, though, it'd be kind of hard. What a good finals match. Yes, I want to play first and not mulligan. We're not going to mulligan. We have not a lot, though, going on. But we have all of our colors and a removal spell. My opponent's not super aggressive, so I want to do this rather than mulligan down to 6 and risk just horrid lives. Sorry for the helicopter. Alrighty. Ooh, that's nice. Fantastic draw. Force Away, something I care about with this Dragon Scale boon. Jeskai Banner is not something I care about. Do I, since I don't have another play, do I just go ahead and Dragon Scale boon for 5 damage here? No, because I have the Whirlwind Adept with Hexproof next turn. I'll be patient. Because we can play that Adept next turn. And then with Savage Punch and Boon, that just works well with the Hexproof. Should be nice. Opponent has Force Away mana up. I still think it's right to attack in. Offer a trade. Because I have issues with flyers. And that's just what you do against an opponent like this. Now let's really hope there's no counterspell, which could have been sided in against me. Yay! I get Hexproof. So fantastic. I think in this board state with these 2 cards, this Whirlwind Adept's going to be just insane. Let's see what my opponent does here. Going for the attacks. That's great. Hopefully, I mean, not hopefully a Wing Make Rock, but if it does come down, like, at least I'll have ways to deal with it. What? First Strike and Hexproof as well. Exile top 4 cards of your library until end of turn. You may cast non-creature cards exiled with Narset this turn without paying their mana cost. Okay, so it's a 3/2 First Strike Hexproof, mostly. We should be able to deal with it with our Dragon Scale boon, so we will attack in with our Whirlwind Adept. We also get to keep Force Away available for shenanigans. Opponent, I mean, I'm signaling my opponent that I have something, but so I don't think my opponent's going to be blocking here. Question is, do I fire off Force Away or Savage Punch this turn? No, we're going to do the race. Try to use my instants to get some card advantage, because my opponent has way more power than I do in the deck. So if I can try to get some cards, then should be good. So now what I can do is Dragon Scale boon my Whirlwind Adept, keeping up Force Away as a backup Although this has hexproof as well, but I could conceivably block. What can my opponent have? Not really pump spells, right? Feeder resistance? Or what do you call it? Yeah. There's the strike or there's the protection, which would put this into a 4-2 range. Ooh, that's dangerous. I'm just going to keep my tricks. I'm winning the race. Until my opponent gets lifelink. Oh, flying crane technique. Alright, so this is before blocks, which is great. So definitely going to bounce the Jeskai Wind Scout, see what else I get. This guy gets double strike and flying, so I can't block it, but I'm only taking 6, so that's fine. It's crazy my opponent gets to rock that guy out right now. Oh wait, but I get triggered prowess. So maybe I do. Oh, but it's still flying. Never mind. Can't do the Dragon Scale Bone. Yeah, I want to use that ability. Goodbye, island. If only this guy had flying. Is there any reason for this guy to come down? If I do a Dragon Scale Boon, it becomes a 5/4. Do I risk it? I feel like I risk it. Because my opponent still could have a force away of his or her own. So yeah, I'll just take 6 here. Again, I'm winning the race, so. Ouch. Singing Bell Strike. Okay. Wetland Sandbar. There's that Wind Scout I bounced. Opponent still has Force Way up. Lee. Can I win this race? I don't know. Alright, I could Savage Punch the Jeskai Wind Scout and Jeskai Wind Scout, getting me the availability to attack with the Whirlwind Adept and Dragon Scale Boon up, which I like. It's at 4. So I'd kill both the dudes. Yeah, let's go for it. Wait, hold on a second. Is that really worth it? I want Narset dead. But if I attack with Whirlwind Adept... 1, 2, 3, 4... Could just untap and attack. That seems horrible. I want to press my advantage before Narset gets out of hand. And if that's the case, I do think we Savage Punch the Wind Scout. Triggers the Whirlwind Adept to be big, and I still have Dragon Scale Boon for backup. Alright. Let's do it. I gotta watch time since I'm so low. Opponent is forcing away, which my opponent did have, but that still means we can attack with our Dragon Scale Boon available. And my opponent 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 could double block. But my guy stays alive because of prowess, so I'm still going to go for it here. Alright, I'm now getting a little worried about time, since I forgot how slow that's been. I haven't had to worry about it this tournament yet. Alright, Narset can attack. One pump makes it huge. Opponent's cashing a card. We do have a lot of good follow-ups. What is my next follow-up, though? Opponents. We get to see what my opponent has, at least. None of them matter. That's great. Ooh, gosh, how many mythics do you have, dude? 3 mythics in the deck? I'm gonna block? No. I'm winning this race. Don't need a block. Can't believe I'm protecting my Roland Adept. That is kind of crazy. Jeez. Glad I didn't block, but now my opponent's gaining a bunch of life. But I get to dump something on the ground. I think we'll play the 4-5. Should be able to block Narset pretty okay. I'm definitely going to attack in for 6 here. Other alternative, I could play the Wind Scout and the Rattleclaw Mystic, but I'd rather just stabilize the ground handily here. And present lethal on the crackback. I'm F6'd. My opponent has Crippling Chill. Could continue to attack through. Opponent knows I have a Wind Scout in hand. Going for it. Try to get some card advantage there. 4 more cards entered. Can play the... Is it cast or play? It's not... You can cast the Bring Low, but I guess there's nothing to use it against. Yeah, so really no point. Alright, gonna attack in for 6. Then dump some more hand action. Opponent is just gonna chump, try to stay alive as long as possible. I'm not dead on the crackback. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I'm gonna play the Snowhorn Rider also. And that's again to be blocking Narset. Then these are our follow-up plays. Seeing Bell Strike. I take 5. My opponent can conceivably draw something crazy, but I do have lethal next. I'm F6 because I only have Dork mana up, which doesn't do a whole lot. Kill Shot doesn't do anything. I think we got this. But my opponent gets to filter. My opponent's deck's insane, by the way. Yay! Alright, can I do all... Yeah. We're just going to play all of our cards out. Just to have tons of blocks online. Because this will put my opponent down to a bunch of lethal. Blocking there. Alright. Can I somehow cast all of this? I don't think so, because that'd be 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So... Casting you. Just need 1 chumper here. That's all. My opponent has no cards in hand, so my opponent have to remove, like... both these creatures in order to get there. So I think we're good. Is there anything that my opponent could have? We're blocking both, no matter what. Since these guys are all going to be able to get there. Skullkin does kill one of the dudes. But I'm going to untap the Snowhorn Rider and attack with everything next turn. My opponent is digging for something. But these are the last of your cards, friend. So I just got to stay alive now. I don't even have to kill you with damage. So what do you have? My opponent knows what is there. That's a weird attack. Oh wait, this goes to the face? Probably just playing for me to make a mistake. I'm definitely blocking both. Interesting set. I think we have it here. That is close, all right. There we go. 7 minutes for our last game. Wow, fantastic. I'm gonna let my opponent know what a sweet deck they have. All right, had a little bit of compliments to my opponent there for the sweet deck. Gosh, this is gonna be hard to win again, and we're low on time. And I'm not gonna be able to play. I still don't think I sideboard anything. Could be right to bring this Stubborn Denial in with Flying Crane technique. That's the only real card I saw there that I super cared about, even though my opponent does just have a bunch of good cards. I see why there's double banners now in my opponent's deck. Just ramping up to 5 with all those sweet bombs is insane. And actually we saw how the Whirlwind Adept could be pretty nice with the cards I had. I'm going to run it back. I don't know if that's right, though. I don't feel confident about it, let's put it that way. Alright, I need to focus on playing quickly. 1, 2, and no forests. But I do have Morph, so I'm going to keep and trust that I draw the forest in time to get some action online. Because I'll definitely have a land by turn 3. On the draw. And we have 3 morphs to be able to play while we wait for our appropriate colors. I'm going to F6 instead of representing the 2 mana counterspell, because I don't think my opponent's playing anything that I would care about, and probably knows that. Here's our next color of mana. I'm going to go ahead and rock out our dude face down, get our 2/2 out, hopefully draw another forest next turn to be able to play our 2 drops. That'd be fantastic. Oh, and a high Sentinels? I have to comment with my opponent. Oh wait, where's my mouse? Jeez. High Sentinels. Well, I'm not attacking into it. I don't even know what to do here. I guess try to put as much pressure on my opponent as possible? Or do I just play an untapped dude? No, we're just going to try to put pressure out. Not fantastic, but, I mean, what else can I do? How does my opponent have these cards? So someone on the other side of the table must have been Jeskai and had all these? Did I pass this stuff at all? I don't think so. My opponent has 3 mythic. Remember there was also the blue mythic imposter? This deck's just crazy. Oh, Jessam, or Jessie M. I'm like jealous of your deck. Next turn we have 5 mana to play the Mystic, or to attack with the Stalker. So we'll attack with both. See what our opponent does here. Yeah, flyers. Like, I don't see how I'm going to be able to beat all these flyers. I don't have any removal for them yet, and no blockers. But I'm going to try not to fall behind. That's my current game plan. We have a lot of power to bust out. I'll only flip the morph if it eats the Jeskai Wind Scout. There's no bounce right now. I'm very happy for that trade. And then I just want as much pressure on my opponent as possible right now. I need to try to have a race. If my opponent doesn't get the Sage of the Inward Eye with lifelink, I might have a chance. I doubt it, but I might. What else is there? Force Away gets my bear, but I really think my only route to victory is trying to put as much pressure as quickly on my opponent as possible. So my opponent's going shields up here. I'm just trying to lag on this computer, which is not good when I'm low on time. Come on. Oh my gosh, I can't afford this right now. And yes, my opponent did use a Force Away on my bear token. Alright, well, we'll get the rider down now. Again, just trying to maximize the pressure. You know, we're not doing a lot of damage yet. Hopefully this will help. And maybe our burn away will kill the sentinels before it gets out of hand? I don't know. Opponent's 4 cards. Any one of the powerful spells my opponent could have is just going to seal the deal here. Jeskai Elder doesn't. And I don't think I can afford to keep a blocker back to keep my opponent from looting. I do have 10 damage going across the table here. If I draw an untapped land next turn, I can kind of dump my hand. Playing this guy face down, Parapet, and Highland Games. The Sentinel is doing nothing. I can't really attack against the Sentinels. So I think we need the Mystic guy as much as possible. And I do think I just want to dump my hand. My opponent can't really attack with Sentinels yet. Although, I mean, gosh, Flying Crane technique just gets me, but at least this way there's so much pressure that if this guy attacks, like, there's a chance. And then next turn I can at least start pinging away for 3. Puts me in a position to win. Burn away now may not actually kill the Sentinels, since my opponent will probably be able to get it up to a 6-7 in time before I can actually burn it away. Clever. Oh gosh, another high Sentinels? Jeez. Can I win with my Morph? I don't even know. I think burn away is the only option I have to stay alive. And even then I can't like cast... Oh, I'm trying to take a Bear's Companion. I see what you're doing, now that you have blocks and such. I still think I would do the high Sentinels, but whatever. Alright, I think we just try to attack here, because I'm dead, basically, right? Can I kill my opponent? You're attacking. Oop. Sorry. Go to attacks first. You're attacking, you're attacking, you're attacking. This guy just gets eaten, but I gain a life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Because this guy can turn into a 5, 6. This can be a 7, 6 next turn, just on the board by putting counters on other things. Is this lethal? That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think I attack with the Highland Games as well. Because it's lethal. I'm sure my opponent's just going to eat it, but it lets me gain 2 life. Yeah, there's no way that's getting through. Never mind. We're just going to do this. See if I can't get there one way, one how. I doubt it, though. Do I want the bear gone? Yeah, because I can actually deal with the elder pretty easily. Or maybe I should have killed the elder because it puts my opponent away from 1 extra point of damage. I don't know. I do have lethal on the crackback. 2 turns. If I draw some Wind Scouts in a row to block my the flyer, there's minor hope. That being said, opponent sells 2 cards, can at least get rid of 1 of the Jeskai banners. And like I said, this guy easily becomes a 7 power attacker right away, so attack me down to 1 here. I can't do anything. Should be F6'd. Alrighty. Is there any way to stay alive an extra turn? I don't know. Not with that card, that's for sure. So if I attack with everything, I get at least 3 in. This guy might do enough trample damage to get some action. At the very least, I might gain some life. And it's not like I have anything to represent in my hand, so let's just go for it. What do I got, huh? You gotta put at least the Jeskai Elder in front of this dude to stay alive. Doing the Dubla blocks, and then just, you know, chump one of the guys, take 5. If only the Highland game could die. Doesn't matter, I'm still dead. But still. It would be nice. So my opponent's probably just going through and looking to make sure that there's nothing, or trying to decide what can be played around and what can't be played around. If I have like a Trampler or the Dragon Scale Boon or something, there are definitely options for that to go down. Here my opponent goes down to 1. Anything that I pump, if I were to have a pump, my opponent loses, assuming my opponent has nothing in hand. Ooh, but my opponent does have something in hand. Oh, of course. Not in hand, but there's the pumping ability. 4 and 1. Gain 2 life. I'm up to 5, but my opponent can just pump. I assume my opponent sees that. Such a close game. Opponent has lethal on the flying. Oh, but I have Force Away! No, I don't. I don't have Force Away. Alright, I GG's my opponent. Well done. Well done. What a sweet end of the match. I'm bummed I didn't win, but that was super close, super cool. I'm very, very pleased. I'm trying to right-click in order to get a concession. There we go. There we are. And that's it. That's all. Oh yeah, I have a Flooded Strand too. Forgot about that. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Really fun end of the finals against my opponent's really nice deck. Jesse M, whatever your name is, however you pronounce it. Good drafting, bud. Look at all those rares. And good play as well. Thanks again. My name's Ryan from Mana Bluff. Comment, subscribe, like on YouTube. That's always helpful. If you leave comments on manabluff.com, I promise to respond. And you can find me on Twitter, __RJH__. Enjoy your week. I'll see you next Friday. Bye.